When Tony Blair emerged from his North London home into the morning sunshine to head for the palace, he was almost swamped by well-wishers.
1997 was the year of Kyoto, a huge international conference on climate change. It was also the year when Tony Blair came to power, so after 18 years of Tory party rule, there was a heightened sense of optimism in the air. Things could only get better, right?
In a break with tradition signalling a determination to do things differently, the Blairs walked into Downing Street to be cheered by hundreds of party workers.
As I stand here before number 10 Downing Street, I know the huge responsibility that is upon me and the great trust that the British people have placed in me.
Greenpeace took their solar-powered kitchen to Kyoto, a way of showing how ordinary household appliances could be run on solar energy. They also took it on a tour of the UK, and I tagged along, interviewing people, creating a video petition to persuade Tony Blair to ditch oil and go solar.
He's going to a really big conference in December in Japan, and basically what's happened is that at this conference all the world leaders will be getting together and setting targets to stop CO2 emissions, and this petition is basically calling upon governments to stop looking for more oil, because we've already got enough oil, we shouldn't be looking for more, and we've got to start phasing out fossil fuels and start phasing renewable energy like solar and wind and wave and other form. And we're putting together a video. I don't know, would you be interested in just a little short little interview, something on camera about, maybe about solar or climate change, a message to Tony Blair about your feelings about, no?
Thanks so much.
Okay.
Well, I think my message to Tony Blair would be very simply, the money which we want to put into oil, let's put into solar energy. You're the man that wants to make the changes. Be brave enough to make the change.
Quite spicy, right. You like it too, do you? Yeah, I heard you're a broccoli and carrot fan. He gets Bromley seal of approval. Yeah. Who else is coming in? Hello, sir, what do you reckon of it? I like the coconut. You like the coconut? Yeah.
What do you think of the solar kitchen?
I think it's brilliant. The sun to us, it's free, and why not use it instead of just using it for sunbathing? We're using it, we're saving money and helping the environment at the same time. I think it's brilliant. I know someone with solar panels and they're very useful to them. It's in North Wales, even though we may not get much sun. I think we should use it as a free resource. Yeah, it's good. It's brilliant.
I think it's a wonderful thing, and I think it should be better developed than what it is.
We've used too much oil, it's running out. Yep. Spilling into the seas, killing all the creatures and that. Yep. Got to sort it out.
I think it's going to be the way forward, and I think the sooner we get there, the better. I think really we should be looking at it now before it's too late, and I think the government should play a major role in that, because they can make people more aware of the ability and what everyone can do to help.
Just ask you, what do you think of solar energy?
I think it's really good because it doesn't use up anything, and it doesn't pollute or do anything else like that, so I think it's ace.
Hello Tony, my name's Tat. What I'd like to know is why the government isn't putting more money into solar energy, and why places like this aren't installed all around the country so that we can benefit from the sunshine that we get in this country and we can cut down on our fuel bills.
If you'd like to know more about photovoltaic panels, these are semiconductors made of silicon. They are actually made by BP Solar. There are several companies that make them, and we do have, if you're interested in them, we do have a list of contacts of people who install and make them.
And if you could would you consider having solar panels on your house?
I would love to, yeah, because they're really nice, sexy black colour, which is great.
Because of demand and mass production, the cost of solar panels has decreased by more than 80% in the past 20 years.
From what you've heard today about solar energy, what would you say to Tony Blair?
Well, I think it's a very good idea. I think the government should support it more, to make it widespread, more to the general public generally, all over the country. It would save the country a lot of money and be much more efficient for the environment generally.
If you stick around in a little while when we've got our washing up and our drying, we're going to have a popcorn party.
It's better than spending all your money on your bills and then not having any food.
The young lad next to me is called Vanya. He comes from the contaminated areas around the nuclear disaster in Chernobyl. Obviously, any forms of energy that can harm the environment, I am very much against. I'm very much in support of solar energy, which obviously is coming from the sun and does not actually harm the environment. Anything wind-powered. I know people do not like windmills or the sites of windmills, but having seen the ones in our country, especially around the likes of Weymouth, I think it's far better to have banks of windmills on the downs than nuclear or coal-fired power stations. So anything, and especially wave power, here we're next to the second fastest flowing river in the country and we do nothing to harness power coming from it. I think we must look at alternative sources of energy.
Always stuck in the kitchen. That's right. Enjoy it. Sugar
I think all new houses in the future must be built with solar energy panels, and to encourage as many people as possible to get them who haven't already got them.
Tony Blair, please can you make solar panels then electricity so we start paying our bills? Because solar panels can make electricity and see how much electricity we got in our house instead of make electric so you can make the bill.
I think this sort of explains itself. It's absolutely marvellous, and if we can utilise the world's natural resources, then we should do that without polluting anything else. I know I'm a policeman, but I still have my own views, and I think it's absolutely brilliant.
You know, it's the sort of thing I'd like to run my house off of, basically.
And what would prohibit you from doing so?
Money. Money would be the biggest obstacle to me, you know, trying to change my electricity from, you know, to solar power.
Greenpeace UK ran a lot of amazing campaigns in the 90s, largely inspired by the anti-roads movement. In fact, a few road protesters ended up working for them.
I think it's very positive. I don't think the world as it stands, it can't keep on using the resources. I think we've got to look forward to our children's sake and look at these alternatives and put money into it so they do become economically viable.
What do you think about climate change and the government's reaction to that so far?
I think more could be done in terms of the environment. I think we have to. No, forget that. I don't know. Sorry, I'm not very good at this. I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to say good morning. My name's David Dybel. I am the Mayor of Littlehampton, and I am a member of the Labour Party.
And from what you've seen here today and what you know of solar energy, what would be your message to Tony Blair regarding this?
My message for Tony Blair with regard to solar energy and with regard to any other returnable energy with regard to wave power would be to actually invest in it for the future, as it is the only way I think that basically we can survive.
I'm fearful for the next generations. I think definitely we've noticed climate changes over the last few years, and I think again the government should lead the way. I think it's easy for individuals to not take responsibility, but I think if the government lead the way, then everybody has to be made accountable, and that would be the way forward.
Yes, you can still, yeah, all right, I'm there. Okay, I'm over at the BUAV stand now, and I'm trying to look for...
Are you yourself worried about climate climate change and global warming?
Well, yes, I think it's slowly getting worse over the years. We're always having climate changes, but over the recent years, I think it's getting more frequent, the climate changes. It's no good for the environment. They're going to get very chronic in the end if a few years' time if we don't do anything about it. So the sooner the government realise it and step in, the better, I think.
And over to the left of the stage, we've got the Environment Agency. We're also powering their stall today. Sparky is next to the Environment Agency, and then the Bouncy Castle next to that. So Greenpeace is actually powering the Environment Agency and the Body Shop stage here at the moment, so we're powering our neighbour stalls. My hat is solar powered.
Well, I think having young children, then obviously I am concerned that, for their future. And we live near a river, so I was worried that if the waters are rising, our house is going to get submerged. So it's various sort of concerns, really. But yeah, I mean, for the kids' future, that's what bothers me.
Global warming does worry me, and as much as we can cut down emissions and anything that increases global warming, we must do. So solar panels are one of the things that will help this, I'm sure.
Very good tea, that is. So, hello again. You have to be careful with me now because I'm drinking hot tea. Wow, look at those!
Are you worried about the future yourself?
Well, not for myself, but maybe for the grandchildren, yes. I think in the time that they come up, be adults, it could be a serious problem. So you've got to act now to do anything about it. But you've got to have a full campaign, not piecemeal, not bits and pieces.
But yeah, I'd like all the streets to be cleaner and not have so many cars, people riding their bikes more.
Didn't it record or something?
No, it's just that.
Solar power makes a great cup of tea. We need more solar power. We don't want you to destroy the animals' homes. So stop drilling oil. We need solar power. Solar power.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Tony, look at the technology that we've got, mate, and use it. Just use it, mate. Solar power, mate.
Hi, I'm the Carnival Queen and these are my two princesses and we think solar's great, so be smart and stop oil.
Come on, Tony. Let's put some real money and investment into it, and look at the environmental issues a bit more. Spend some more money.
Well, as you can see, solar power is the way forward. It is time to stop investing in oil. As you can see, I've got a young girl, and I've got to think of her future as well as mine. And I'm sure you'll be conscious about the fact of your children, and you'll be wanting to subsidise solar power to make a better future for us all. Time has come to move forward and stop thinking about investing in oil, as you probably know. I know it's a big kind of corporate concern of yours, or the country, but I believe you're a reasonable man, and that's why I voted for you. And I think you'll expect or respect it's time for change. I hope you understand and start investing in solar power. Thanks very much.
For 18 years, 18 long years, my party has been in opposition. It could only say it could not do. Today, we are charged with the deep responsibility of government. Today, enough of talking. It is time now to do. Thank you.